I am super fired up right now. We got toe meat and leather in 3 days, and just so much reason to be excited about LSU and the Saints. And, man, it's just going to be a great football season. I mean, we're lucky to be in this profession, and I can't say enough how excited I am to hear y'all's voices.
Catch us up on the off season. I know it's been a lot of time in the lab for you because you were very apologetic to the listening audience about your college plays last year. You made up for it on Sundays, but what was the off season like?
Well, I mean, I'll be transparent. I like T-Bob taking my back. We still hit 57% of the games last year.
Come on.
Like, you know, to be transparent.
He's a shark, bro. He's a shark.
Yeah, the number we're looking for is about 55, 56%. I mean, you know, small edges in the steel. But I'm ready to roll, man. I'm excited. We got week 0. Got to give college football a lot of props for moving the Florida-Miami game to week 0. I mean, like, for us to have such an exciting rivalry game on Saturday, get this thing going. And, look, I'm going to be honest, man. You know, I just can't wait for this LSU season. I mean, this is the most excited I and everybody in the state of Louisiana has been about LSU football since T-Bob was snapping the ball. So, a lot of enthusiasm.
Yeah, man, it looks like they have all the potential in the world to be very good. You got any plays this weekend, Ben? You got any games that you're looking at?
Yeah. Well, look, here's the deal. I've got one play.
Okay.
But I don't want to put my name on the line for this.
Oh.
We have 2 games we're looking at.
To be fair, let me jump in here. It is week 0. Okay, so give our guy a little break. This is for the Jimmy Ox of the world. You want to be degenerate. You want to play a little bit on week 0. Here you go. We're not going to hold this against Mintz. We're not starting the official 6-pack until next week.
Little preseason play for you.
Yeah, just a little preseason play. Have some fun.
But I will say this. Give college football some credit. Miami and Florida, old school rivals. I know they don't play every year. This game in Orlando, and I think it being Orlando is something I want to note on the radio show because I think Orlando is a home game for Florida. I mean, you're right by Gainesville. You know, I think their fan base is real fired up after Dan Mullen in year 1. So I think that's a notable part of this point spread. Florida is a 7-point favorite. I'm seeing the over-under about 48. And my only play on this game, I just think when you have 2 rivals in a rivalry game here with that fast athletic defenses, there's a lot of questions about Miami's quarterback play. You know, a lot was made about Tate Martell transferring from Ohio State to Miami, and then he got beat out by a redshirt freshman. That doesn't look good. Manny Diaz taking over at Miami, a guy who knows the culture, but it's hard to know what to expect. Miami has more transfers than almost any team in D1. So the long and short of it is I'm taking the under. I think it's a rivalry game where both defenses are going to be flying to the football and they're going to be fired up. And I'm not comfortable laying the 7 with Florida. I do think they'll win, but I'm going to go under 48. This is a misplay.
Okay, there you go. Under 48 in the week 0. Okay, in that same game, Mintzy, I know that Seth Dunlap was hitting you up about this on Twitter. Is there a prop bet that you can get that as to whether or not Washington State will fly the flag at College Game Day?
Oh, man, yeah, I saw him propping on that. There's so many bets on stuff in this day and age. I'm sure there is, but and T-Bob, you know this. My level of degeneracy usually knows no bounds, but this is one that they got me stuffed on.
Yeah. So you're not even touching. It seems like free money though. I mean, the flag is absolutely going to fly this weekend.
I hope so, but I'm hearing all these weird rules about this Disney thing with it being in Orlando and they're banning stuff and they're checking stuff going in. So, I'm going to just focus on what happens on the field.
So tell me some of the NFL things you've caught this preseason that you're looking at going into the gambling year.
Well, there's something I'm watching in the last week because it's all about adjusting for this. But this Andrew Luck Indianapolis situation is worrying me. I mean, I just if you look at his injury history. We're hearing lower leg injury. We hear calf. I don't know what the hell to make of it, but I love bringing this up on ESPN Baton Rouge in New Orleans because I'm kind of feeling this Jacksonville bounce back a little bit.
Oh, okay.
And you look at a defense that's already elite. I mean, I'm calling Leonard Fournette out on air in South Louisiana. I want to see 16 games of him just tearing it up because we all know he's got the talent. I know they had a lot of questions about their team in the locker room last year, but T-Bob, you look at something. You go from Blake Bortles, who's the worst quarterback in the NFL, 32nd. That's a big jump from 32nd to like 20th with Nick Foles.
Yeah.
You go from league average to below average. But like if you're Jacksonville's defense, you look at Jalen Ramsey and some of these guys, you're looking at a Super Bowl winner in the locker room. You're not looking at Blake Bortles. And I think that kind of changes the culture a little bit.
Yeah.
So, and they play a last-place schedule, which I think is so important in the NFL. I mean, we're talking about the Raiders, Bengals, and Jets, and their 3 other AFC games. And so I think that's something that's very relevant when looking at this stuff. So kind of starting to buy in on the Jags a little bit.
Are you buying in on the Cardinals? I want to talk about it a bit later in the show, but I have a buddy yesterday who it's kind of one of those my uncle works at Nintendo situations. He was telling me he has a friend of a friend who knows the inner working of the Cardinals, and he's saying that they're hiding everything right now, that their whole preseason shtick is all just a big farce, and then the Cardinals are going to come out rocking and rolling.
Bold play by Kingsbury, if true.
I mean, bold play if true.
Well, I mean, we all got fantasy football drafts coming up in the next couple of weeks. And I think when you're looking at fantasy, you're talking about an NFL team trying to run 90-play games, which has never been done before. And so I think the Cardinals, there might be a little more fun in fantasy football than in real life. I'm huge on David Johnson in fantasy. Kind of reminds me of like when Todd Gurley busted with Jeff Fisher, and then everybody slept on him the first year at McVay. Kind of seems like the similar change with Wilkes Kingsbury. And I like Kyler. I think Christian Kirk's going to be a monster in fantasy. As far as on the field, 5-6 wins. Hopefully they'll be doing all right early, and Patrick Peterson can get back into some leadership.
How much of the gap has closed in the SEC, in your opinion, on Alabama and Georgia?
Look, the Georgia thing is fascinating because I think I don't know how you can get slept on and be number 3 in the country, but I think Georgia's built for this year. I mean, you look at last year, that team 2 years ago losing Sonny Michel and Nick Chubb and Raekwon Smith. They were supposed to be reloading last year, and they almost beat Bama.
Yeah.
I just feel like the whole narrative's on Bama and Clemson, but I don't know. You look at Fromm and all the talent Georgia's got; they're built for this year. I'm higher on Georgia than most. That's for sure.
Mincy, the Ole Miss over/under set at 5. What are your land sharks looking at? Where are you going?
I'll be real transparent about this because I always keep it real, and that's part of what we do on off the bench. Look, T-Bob. You look at for example, when LSU sends a ton of people to the NFL, you got all these 4- and 5-star recruits replacing them. I mean, Greedy Williams moves on, Derek Stingley steps in.
Yeah.
Factory. Well, Ole Miss losing DK Metcalf, A.J. Brown, Greg Little, Dawson Knox. You're replacing them with 2-star guys from probation years. I mean, this is not a reload situation. And when you look at, I love Rich Rodriguez calling plays and McIntyre on defense. I think the coordinator hires are great. But Bear Bryant always used to say it's about the Jimmys and Joes and not the X's and O's. I got no faith in the Rebels this year. I mean, and I'm
take the under. Take the under.
Especially because the offensive line is in shambles. There's no depth. The only senior had back surgery a couple of weeks ago, and they're not sure he's going to be around early. And you got a freshman quarterback out there. I mean, y'all know I try to be more optimistic than most, but this is going to be rough. It's going to be real rough.
What's your read on maybe the most enigmatic team in the entire SEC, the Auburn Tigers? I've heard everything from this, like from people that think they're a top 10 team just with a very hard schedule to people that think they're not going to be very good. And, of course, them just naming Bo Nix, the top dual threat guy from last year, as a starter.
Well, I'm buddies with some young high school quarterbacks that have been on to their camps and stuff, and man, I'm hearing great things about their new offensive coordinator. They hired the Memphis guy, and Mike Norvell and Memphis' offense has been great the last few years.
It's
and
true.
I don't know how that's going to translate to the SEC, but I'm hearing they really think forward, thinking stuff about him. Bo Nix is going to start, and T-Bob, man, I always talk about feeling old. But, dude, I remember Patrick Nix beating Florida like it was 4 years ago.
No doubt.
And now his son's taking the field as a freshman.
Oh, that's his son.
His son.
Oh, I thought you were going to tell me it was a brother. That's his son.
His son.
Oh,
That's
wow.
his son, man.
Oh,
Good God.
So,
Yeah,
Mincy, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying that, it's hard to read Auburn. But I will say this, defensive line's loaded. You look at the SEC West, I mean, it's hard to project too much. But year to year, Auburn's been volatile. I mean, it ain't easy to pick on them.
Yeah.
Mincy, last weekend of October, Dallas, the Mavericks are going to open up the home schedule for Zion and the Pelicans on Friday night. Auburn is in town in Baton Rouge taking on LSU on Saturday. On Sunday, the Cardinals are playing the Saints, and then on Monday night, the Warriors are in town playing the Pelicans. The entire time, Voodoo Fest is playing in the background, and Widespread Panic is going to be here on Halloween.
Oh, my God.
Where are you going to be that weekend?
The tailgate's already started for New Orleans for that weekend. That I can assure you. And also, some mixing up and Mintz stuff is great. I'm going to be doing a live show from by Champion Square at the Do What You Want tailgate for 3 to 6 right before St. Texans Monday night. Super pumped about that. There's talk of a Halloween show with all the Widespread Panic faithful in New Orleans. There's some real enthusiasm on that front. And bringing the North Louisiana legend, Josh Booty, back. I'm going to be doing a weekly show with him. A lot of enthusiasm for the fall, fellas. I mean, I can't even reiterate how fired up I am. What a world.
No Blue Chew needed for Mintz that weekend.
At all.
None
Ben
at all.
Mintz on Twitter, at Ben Mintz 531. Catch him this afternoon on 100.7, The Ticket up in Shreveport, Bossier for Mix It Up with Mintz. And every Thursday morning, right back here on ESPN, Baton Rouge, New Orleans, and Alexandria.
I got one thing I got to add because y'all love the Pat Mahomes stuff. Follow @MahomesNot on Twitter, and I'm going to set the world on fire with the Pat Mahomes stuff this fall. I already booked the trip, the flight to Kansas City. I'm going to the Raiders Chiefs on December 1st. I'm playing the Run Good Poker Series, and I plan on trying to get on every single Kansas City sports radio thing. And, it's one of those things in life, man. I mean, there are billions and billions of people in the entire world. And the only one with my voice is the NFL MVP. So, I mean, you got to go with what you got.
Got to roll
man.
with it, buddy.
Wait. So it's what is it? It's Pat Mahomes not?
No, it's @MahomesNot. I screwed up when I was following the account, but it's not Patrick Mahomes. So far, we got a picture of him.
Oh, here it is.
Playing poker. We're talking about some aggression in fantasy football and people losing their minds. I mean, this Twitter account's going to be out of hand. Expect videos, pregame and postgame breakdowns. I mean, the whole thing. The plan is to say outlandish stuff Mahomes would never say, but, not in a way that would annoy him because he's all over Twitter, and I think he's going to see it.
We're all over it, bro. However we can help. Great stuff. Thank you.